Hello there folks, Martin Pavey here. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about having your needs fulfilled. Did you get what you needed when you were growing up? Before we do that, please do like and subscribe and share to spread this very important message. We have a habit of labeling particular people in various ways. You know, we have friends, we have teachers, we have parents and siblings and cousins, and we have a habit of imbuing these people with certain magical properties, especially parents, expecting all of our needs as children, young adults to be fulfilled. But what we forget is every single one of those people that we ideally in our minds that we rely on to do these things for us, we forget that they're people as well, who, like you, were all beings that have had certain needs fulfilled and others neglected. You know, no sugarcoating. That's the way it is. We're all human beings, we're all fallible, we all have hopes, wants and desires, and we have to have certain things met. But when you become an adult, and for some reason we have this arbitrary number now of sort of around the world, tends to be around 18 years old, but the more that we discover about ourselves, that, you know, our brains aren't fully formed until we reach our mid-20s, and some people don't even get to that full maturity long into their 40s and 50s and 60s, and some people don't ever achieve it. And you observe this a lot by looking at people in the world. I'm on the other side of the village now, but I've just been walking through the countryside, and there's a whole team of people who had these enormous dogs who were making a terrible hullabaloo, massive amounts of noise, barking and snapping at other dogs, and it was just sort of chaos. And you've got these people who are sort of being dragged along by them, and you do realise that nobody's got all of the answers. We try, and certain people pretend to have all of the answers, and you should be very, very, very wary of those kind of people. But we don't, none of us do. And it's why we need each other in one way, shape or form. But I had the last couple of weeks, somebody that I've been speaking with who have had quite a serious disagreement with, because this particular person overstepped the mark, crossed the line, and like many others in my past have done, was making value judgments on me that over circumstances that are completely out of my control, and blaming me and sort of scapegoating me for things that aren't my responsibility. And the truth is, I have a zero tolerance policy on these things now. People refer to it as being quick to jump to the dump, but I don't have any patience for people who blame others for things that just aren't their fault, aren't their responsibility, have nothing to do with them, and aren't helpful, aren't uplifting. You know, I just want to be around uplifting people, and I'm on Twitter a lot, and I'm upping my efforts with it all the time, and I see young lads, like teenage young, who, and you can never tell, you know, people make claims about money that they've earned or whatever. Maybe they're trying to entice people, you know, fair enough, it's a technique. Some may disagree with it, I don't, but the thing that I see is people doing stuff. I know that they're doing stuff. I'm writing my book at the moment. It's going very well, really enjoying it. because I'm actually taking it very, very peacefully. I'm not rushing. I'm just writing things down in a way that I want to communicate them as and when they come. But I see these young lads, and they're from all over the world, South America, Eastern Europe, Asia, all over the place, and they're teenagers, and they're writing numerous tweets every single day. They're making an effort, and that's all I'm really interested in now. Actually, I'm not interested in listening to people say, "Oh, the thing is, Martin, you've got resources, and if you knew how some of my clients lived." What the fuck am I supposed to do? What the fuck are you supposed to do when you're confronted with something like that? So, okay, well, let me just go to my my Hogwarts locker and get my magic wand and magically wave it and change total strangers' circumstances. Okay. Hold my beer, hold my fucking beer. Just, there's stuff that we've had, there's stuff that we've needed, that we've wanted, that we've got. There's certain stuff that we haven't. And when you become an adult, I was talking about, this arbitrary number of 16 or 18 or 20 or 21, whatever it is, you have to take on the responsibility of fulfilling the needs that you haven't had met. You have to fulfill them yourself. That's what taking responsibility is in part about. But responsibility is also casting aside the stuff that is nothing to do with you, leaving that to whoever is dealing with that situation. You can be sympathetic, you can be empathic, you can be supportive, you can be understanding, but you can never do the work for other people. And it's extraordinary the amount of people who actually believe that they can say whatever they want to you, that you take on the mantle, you take on the responsibility for other people. And obviously that's not possible, and it's not how it works. God granted us free will, whether you believe in God or not. We have free will to decide what we do, how we do it, and we own up to what is our responsibility, and everything else we leave to the other people. It is actually that simple, but it is extraordinary how many people try and pigeonhole you into believing that you have to take on absolutely everything, even other people's business, even other people's shit, and you don't. And it sort of shocked me, because I've been speaking with this person for a little while, and the conversation was very, very uplifting, very, very positive. But then all of a sudden, people find out that, the fact that I am from a wealthy family, which I am, it's a fact. And there were some fantastic benefits, but obviously nothing's perfect. There were also enormous drawbacks. It's just life, that's what it's like. We live in complex and complicated systems, and a large part of how I'm able to do what I do is because I grew up in those circumstances. But all of those circumstances were all decided long before I was born. That's the reality, and I will not be blamed for things that are other people's decisions. My dad couldn't sit still. He still can't. He can't sit still. He's more relaxed now than he was, but he still has to have stuff to do. And he was always going to make money. This is the thing. He was always going to make money, because he's intelligent and talented and has an extraordinary, off the charts work ethic. And so I had a lot of advantages growing up. I did. But again, I'm going to build my time machine now. Again, hold my beer. I'm going to build my time machine. I'm going to go back and get my magic wand, and I'm going to transform my dad into a person that he was never going to be and never will be. And this is the extraordinary thing. This is what people expect of you. That you make the impossible possible. This is what people, the way that they communicate, this is what they expect of you. And I am disappointed about this interaction, because it can feel very, very difficult and upsetting to, and disappointing to have the rug pulled out from underneath you when you think that you're developing a really nice relationship with somebody and you're open and honest with them, and then you sort of get shot down, but people are people. And the truth is, the reason I talk about being really admiring of these teenage lads on Twitter, because it's so encouraging. I'm full of admiration for these young lads, because whatever results they're getting, I don't really mind. I don't care. It doesn't matter. What I'm really admiring of is that they're making an effort. They're going and doing stuff. I think it's brilliant. I think it's really, really brilliant. And I've known a lot of people who are just full of resentment and jealousy. And I don't spend any time with people like that now. I would much rather, I had my parents to stay actually, and had a really, really great time. And when they left, I do like my own space, but when they left, it did it did feel, the flat felt a bit empty, and I have been lucky actually with my family. I've been very lucky, but I think a lot of people have been lucky with their families and have missed how lucky they've been because they've been resentful, or they've had expectations that weren't met, but that maybe were unrealistic or childish or naive to believe that, certain expectations were going to be met when, they couldn't be. We are who we are. And I always want, and why I record these videos, I always want to encourage people to develop themselves, because it's an adventure and it's really exciting, and it shows you just what's possible. It really does. And the silver lining of the situation with this person that I was speaking with, the silver lining is that I actually stood up for myself and messaged them back and basically said fuck you. It's quite satisfying. Quite enjoyable. I can't lie. It was, because I thought, no, fuck you. You have no right to say that. You're wrong. And it's nice to know. It's nice to know that there are things that people say to you that you can categorically 100% know that, well, no, that's wrong. That's your resentment talking. That's your envy talking. There's a reason why envy is one of the 7 deadly sins. That's your lack of understanding talking. That's your unwillingness to ask questions talking, And you win some, you lose some. You have some needs met and others not. But the beauty is, my friend, it's never too late. It's never too late. It's never too late to lead the life that you were meant to live. Start now. Before I came out for my walk today, I'm going on a walk much later today because I slept in a little bit, I think, absorbing the experience of chatting with this person. I got down on my hands and knees and prayed. No. And had my tea, wrote my blog post, did my manifestation work for the day, wrote some of my book, which I do now before I go for my walk rather than after. So some fantastic work done. Beautiful walk through the country and through my lovely village. And I'm just going to turn this around actually and show you. See? It's beautiful here. It's really beautiful here. And there's beauty everywhere, you see. A lot of people, it's wasted on a lot of people. It is wasted on a lot of people, but take responsibility, keep strong, keep going, decide your life and go for it, because it's your life to live. Thank you very much. Martin Pavey here. Please do like, subscribe and share to spread all of these very important messages, because there are important messages in all of these videos. I love to share what I'm learning and hope that it benefits you. I really appreciate you being here, and got some 2 new subscribers overnight. So I'm on 33 now. I like it. It's my little baby and it's growing all the time. And it's wonderful, and you're wonderful for being so supportive. So thank you. I will look forward to seeing you on the next video. Ciao for now.